Currently channeling my inner hipster with that little thing that I have on my top of the head. Is it working? Please, hipster gods, is it working? This week, we're talking summer beers. Alright, so obviously I'm kidding about the hipster thing. It's just that currently my civil society ad that you guys been seeing in our last 2 years of videos is a little bit dirty. Quite a lot. So I'm not sure if I should replace it or just wash it. I already washed it a couple of times. I don't know if I'm gonna kill it by washing it or just kind of like pushing it a little bit too far. Should I replace it with another brewery or should I replace it with another civil society ad? You guys decide. But this is not the main part of the video or the main subject because today I want to talk with you guys about summer beers. It's a widely used term. A lot of people are using it right now for their new releases, but also beer drinkers or beer people on Instagram, Twitter, or wherever they are, always talking about summer beers. How do you qualify a summer beer? In my opinion, summer beers is just a coined-off term that we use in marketing to push off those lighter beers during summertime. Brands like Corona, Modelo, and all that use it quite a lot. Still boycott the Corona and Modelo, please, because they're kind of like removing all the water from that little town in Mexico. That's 100% horrible. I'll probably do a video on that very soon. So while I was thinking about that whole summer beer thing, of course, I always end up analyzing it on a marketing side of things, but from a beer drinker standpoint, I came up with 3 qualities or qualifications or terms or points that makes it a good summer beer. So first off, ABV. I think it's probably one of the most underrated terms when we're talking about beers in general, but when we're thinking about summer beers, ABV is the first point that comes up. You don't want something that's too high, you don't want something that's too low, or you want the perfect middle. Depends on the drinker. On my end, I do prefer a little lighter beer to start off the day and then cruise down the higher ABV, but usually I try to keep it under 8%. That's my thing. But of course, if you're right next to the fire, enjoying a couple of beers, a couple of s'mores and all that, you can turn yourself with those high ABV beers like the Prodromus from Omnipolo. It's stacked with a lot of sweetness, a nice warmth from the alcohol, because usually temperature gets a little bit lower during the fire story time, or whatever you call it. So I think it's still a balance that we don't get used to it. I always bring a stout with me for that specific moment. Point number 2, drinkability. Oh yeah, you guys hate this term. A lot of people don't really go along with that. People use crushable. Drinkability for me is how easy it is to drink it, and is it getting on your stomach, on your heart from being too sweet or too dry. Some beers, they do get very tiring of drinking. As an example, Pilsner or a nice West Coast IPA are my go-tos for easy drinker IPAs or bigger ABV beers during summertime. But again, there's big double dry hop beers, hazy pale ales that have lot of hop character to it. Something I already talked about on the show also, the hop burn that just gets too much green in your mouth. gets your mouth very dry, plus the bitterness and all that, it just gets very overwhelming and it hurts the drinkability in the end process. Probably the best example of drinkability is that L's lager that I drank in Italy. It was super hot outside. We stopped at a bar, I grabbed a big mug of that and I drank it quite fast. Of course, I'm not thinking about how fast you should drink it to get drunk and all that, but it's a good point to, I ordered a second one. So for me, drinkability makes it that I'll order a second one. Point number 3 is packaging. For a summer beer, you'll probably always be on the go. Camping, doing boat, hiking, going to the cottage. It's all activities that takes you to outside of your own home. So you won't get access to openers. Well, yeah, I'm that guy, I don't have an opener on my keychain, sorry. But also, you need to travel light in some way. Bottles are heavy. You need to bring them back. You can't break them and leave them in the ocean or the water. It's just not cool for the environment. That's where cans are very big. Drink them, crush them, put them in your bag, and then you're good off bringing them back home, and they're always 100% recyclable or reusable, not reusable, recyclable, if I'm not wrong. That's why this summer, one of my favorite beers that ticks all of those little points, it's the Bière de Vacances, which is a collab from l'Espace Public here in Montreal and BAOS Podcast. Two of our good, very, very good friends came on together and created a nice little light Creamsicle sour. It has the acidity, a little bit of the citrus notes in there, which makes it very refreshing. The balance with the sweetness is very, very, very well done. So you get a little bit of the sweetness, but adds a little bit of that mouthfeel, but won't dry your mouth too much. It comes in a pretty neat can. It's orange, it says Bière de Vacances on it, which means it's your beer for a day off, which is crazy good marketing when you think about it. In the end, I think that a summer beer is really prone to every single individual that is drinking beer. Taste is subjective, don't take my word for it 100%. How do you qualify a summer beer? I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. That's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I'll see you guys Thursday.